Yeah, so I'm about ready to go into the Robinson Teaching Theater and announce an incredible gift that Scott and Sue Chandler are making to Whitworth, and it will establish the Sue Chandler professorship in the School of Education. But I think the fun part about this is that Sue has no idea what's going on right now.
Absolutely zero. She is totally in the dark, thanks to great work by Whitworth here. And this is something that Beck and I actually cooked up on a golf course in Colorado Springs in June. We were chatting about what we could do, and I was saying it'd be really neat to put a gift, make it in Sue's name for education, do this kind of at the culmination of her 8 years of being on the Board of Education for Littleton Public Schools. And so we said that, and we said, let's make this happen in October meeting, and that all went great until one small thing. Sue's she is on the board, and she has to be at a board meeting tomorrow. Yeah. So that meant it goes today. She actually said earlier, I don't need to come to this meeting, and this is my last board meeting. I'm going to be coming to all these other meetings.
We panicked. When we heard that she wasn't coming to the meeting, we panicked. So we did what anybody would do in this situation. We developed an elaborate lie.
Yes.
And so Sue currently thinks that she's going to be conducting a soft launch of our campaign here at Whitworth, which you and Sue are generously chairing. And so she's got a whole fake agenda in there. She thinks she's leading this meeting. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to tell her she got punked today. And
well, she might punk
yeah,
you,
she
though.
probably will. Yeah. But what a great day for Whitworth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, and just on that one, she is. She's been looking at it all week long. She has been deciding what clothes she needs to wear. She's been telling her dad. Now, her dad actually came up here, which she doesn't know why he came up here, really. But he's come up here to meet some folks, etc. So she's been telling him last night at dinner, Dad, they're making me do all these things and this and that. And so, we're about, 10 minutes from pulling this off. Yeah. This will be a coup.
Yeah, and then we're all going to ask for forgiveness for lying for the last 6 months. So.
Yes.
Scott, thank you.
Job well done.
My name is Beck Taylor, and I'm privileged to serve as the 18th president of Whitworth, and this is Board Week. We are privileged to have a number of our board members already on campus for meetings that get started today and extend through Friday. If I could just very quickly ask all of our board members who are here to stand and let us welcome you and thank you with your presence. Thank you. Well, most of you know why we are gathered here this afternoon. Some of you are here because you've been informed that there's a significant gathering to celebrate something important to the Whitworth community. Many members of our Board of Trustees, whom I've already introduced, are here this afternoon. They too know that this is a special announcement in the life of the university. But there is one person in the room who has no clue why we are all together today. In fact, we have spun quite a story to ensure that Sue Chandler would be here at this moment rather than in Colorado, where she has been determined to be over the last couple of weeks. Under the pretense of an all-campus gathering to provide a soft launch to the campaign for Whitworth, Sue has graciously traveled to Spokane. Sue and her husband Scott are serving as co-chairs of our fundraising campaign, and Sue is expecting me to lay the groundwork for the campaign, for Tad Weisner, our campaign director, to lay out the initiatives and the year of preparations in front of us, for Faculty President Forrest Baird to give a rallying cry to the faculty, and for a student to give her perspective on the importance of this campaign. Sue's charge for today was to give the closing words and to stir us to action. Her charge was to help us better understand what can happen when we all own a culture of philanthropy at Whitworth. In fact, Sue has a printed agenda with her right now, and she's wondering what the heck is going on. Well, Sue, you've been pumped. Our purpose today is among the most special celebrations that a university can have. With a generous gift of $1.5 million, and in consultation with her husband and campaign co-chair Scott Chandler, It is my honor to have you in the room as we announce the establishment of the Sue Chandler Professorship in Education. So Sue, if I could invite you forward to help me unveil this. This is a replica of the plaque that will forever hang in McEachern Hall. It reads, Sue Chandler Professorship in Education, dedicated October 2013. Established by Scott C. Chandler, class of '85, and member of the Whitworth University Board of Trustees, to honor his wife, Sue Schmidt Chandler, also class of 1985, a champion for education. Sue Chandler graduated with a degree in elementary education and physical education. An active volunteer in the Littleton, Colorado community, she served on the Littleton Public Schools Board of Education from 2005 to 2013. During Sue's tenure on the board, Littleton schools consistently ranked #1 in academic achievement in the Denver metro area. Sue was president of the Rocky Mountain School for Expeditionary Learning and chair of the Greater Littleton Youth Initiative. She served on a National Peer Leader Committee for Health and Wellness in Education and has been recognized by a number of organizations, including Directors of Volunteers and Agencies and the Colorado Association of Partners in Education. In 2011, she was honored with the McGuffey Award from the Colorado Association of School Boards. Congratulations, Sue. So, Sue, your charge for us was to inspire all of us, to remind us of the importance of giving back to your alma mater, and to demonstrate your commitment to the campaign for Whitworth. You and Scott have done that today in so many ways. One of the most important characteristics of a great university is a great fact. Women and men who dedicate their lives to learning and discovery, to teaching and to service to community. Whitworth is blessed to have such a faculty. In the Whitworth 2021 Vision and Strategic Plan, we have set a goal to have 10 endowed faculty positions at the university by 2021 to help us to attract and retain the world's best Christian faculty members to serve our students. Today, with the announcement of this significant gift to Whitworth to establish the Sue Chandler Professorship in Education, we celebrate the 5th such endowed position. The Chandler Professorship will join the Lindeman Chair, the Brunner Welsh Chair, the Bopel Deanship in the School of Global Commerce and Management, and the Long Chair, Gifted Education, just recently inaugurated, getting us halfway to our ambitious goal of establishing 10 such endowed professorships or chairs by 2021. Additionally, the Chandler Professorship will be the 2nd endowed faculty position in the School of Education. Sue, Whitworth has no greater champion than you. You are a product of this great institution. The way in which you have led your life, your service to your community, your church, and your family is a model for all of us and our students to emulate. There are many, many people who know Whitworth only because of your voice and your commitment and your passionate recruitment of prospective students. Whitworth University is a different place and a better place because of your involvement and influence. But that's not only true of Whitworth. You've made your mark and improved the educational landscape wherever you have been. It is only fitting that a professorship named in your honor should be housed in the Whitworth School of Education. Sue, tomorrow night you will attend your final meeting as a member of the Littleton, Colorado School Board. We've asked your Littleton colleagues to reflect as well upon your many contributions. Take a look.
I want, especially on behalf of the faculty of Whitworth University, to thank you for your generosity and imagination that is embodied in this endowed professorship. And Sue, thank you for being the person who, the holder of this professorship, is going to remember again and again every time they sign their name and sign the name of that professorship underneath their signature. I thought the part of the video here that most signaled what is highlighted for me with an endowed chair or endowed professorship is that it's really a calling for the recipient and an affirmation of their calling. Because the person who holds this professorship will know that they are honoring the donor and that they are honoring the namesake of that professorship. And it will call them to live into that model of being an advocate for all children and being an educator. It will allow the School of Education to recognize a particular outstanding person. It will resource that person to be enabled to do better scholarship, better advocacy, to live into the height of their calling. And it will allow resources for the School of Education to carry on its mission. And so thank you so much. We are deeply grateful to both of you.
Without further ado, would you join me in welcoming the woman of the hour, Sue Chandler, and her husband Scott.
Before I turn it over to, I guess, the star of the show, who was totally surprised. Right? It's pretty neat way you can pull that off, isn't it? So thank you all for everybody who's was part of this this elaborate charade. Just a couple things, I'll let Sue talk. So I think when Sue and I got up and were asked to be the co-chairs 3 board meetings ago, I had 3 words that kind of summed it up. Was honored, humble, and happy. And when we look back and we knew this was going to be a 3 or 4 year journey for us, this is really a happy piece of this here. And I think humble maybe or surprised is part of it. So this is again just part of the experience. And I really do thank the Beck and Scott and Stacy and Tad and everybody, because that's what makes this fun. So this is just a fun event in the life of Whitworth. Thanks.
Very humbled, very honored, and I have to say that I could have never dreamed of this, so definitely thank you. All the faculty that are here and everybody else that's here that's fighting for the quality education for all children, thank you for that. I do have to say, it did start here at Whitworth. You know, I came here as a freshman not knowing my path, and it was through many advisors and trial and error, and landed on education and never looked back. Even though I myself did not teach a whole lot of years in the classroom, I was always involved in the classroom or in the community in some ways connected to education. And when I was back here visiting off and on throughout the years, I would connect with Doris Liebert and have conversations with her about challenging things going on in education around gifted children, around struggling learners and everything. And those kind of conversations always stood with me. And then my fight for education in our community in K-12, and we now call it P20, sorry. We fight for getting all kids access to quality education and getting them to hopefully go on to a 2, 4, or career tech, and that is so important. And I know I've always fought for the right for all kids. regardless of, and meeting them where they're at. So I very much valued that part of it. I do have to say though, being here for homecoming weekend and a lot of the alumni that came in, we got to hear stories of how they thought about Whitworth, and then many of them are bringing their own students back. And what rang true to them was the liberal arts, the quality staff here, all the professors, the well-rounded variety of class offerings, and the sports, everything, intramurals, the clubs, student life, all played a huge part in all the alumni, and is continuing to follow that. And so being part of this campaign, it was a no-brainer for me. It's like, oh, absolutely, I'm going to fight for continuing the quality education at Whitworth, continuing to offer scholarships and things for students and professorships and things. So we're committed to passing the torch, getting new people involved, continuing to honor those that have always been involved and have done so much to give their part. Many of you are here in the room. I call you many giants, and we hope to be champions for future giants. Thank you very much.
It was quite a surprise. I don't know how you guys pulled it off, but it's such an honor. I just don't know how, but I think my husband knows me too well. It does impassion. It shows everything that I'm very passionate about. It encompasses everything. But I don't know how you guys, I mean, my first thing I said was I don't feel like I'm that deserving of it, so.
Well, Beck and I kind of first cooked this up at the Generous Giving Conference in Broadmoor.
It was actually on the golf course,
Yes.
as I recall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so from then to now, we've kept it a pretty good secret.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised at what good liars we are.
Yeah, you guys are clever, yes.
I had my whole speech ready to go, yeah.
Congratulations.
But it's pretty amazing, and I cannot wait to see how it plays out over the years. That's going to be the even more exciting part of it.